Hi, my name's Brandon Taylor, and I'm going to be doing my presentation for my Comms 103 class today. I'd like to start with asking you a question. How old were you when you realized that you weren't invincible? For some people, it comes at a young age. For others, it still hasn't happened yet. But for me, it was when I was 19 years old. Because 19 years old was the first age where I genuinely thought I was going to die and I couldn't do anything to help it. I don't remember the date exactly, but I do remember the day very vividly. It was 110 degrees, scorching hot, northern Iraq, and we had just lost our first patient during a mass cas incident, which stung very deeply at the time because it was the first time I really felt like I'd let someone down. So while I was dealing with all that, a call came in that a sandstorm was going to roll through. So they told us to get ready. So we grabbed all our kit and we moved to the trench that we dug earlier that day to protect us from mortar fire that was instead going to shelter us from the elements. And it is a unique kind of powerlessness to look up at the sky and watch the sand blot out the setting sun, you know, where the wind gets so fast that the sand in it cuts your skin to the point that you bleed. And you're grabbing your best friend and saying, and just screaming really nonsense into the storm, and it's being ripped out of your lungs by the wind. I remember clenching him very tightly, and I remember being overwhelmed by this powerlessness, to the point that you're exhausted and the tears on your face have turned into mud and then dried again. And it was that feeling of powerlessness and being alone in the dark that made me realize that's how it always is. And we just have to push through, you know? So eventually that storm did break up, and I looked around and it was just us, And that's the way it always is, Okay. That was like kind of
Beautiful.
bad. I forgot some of what I was
Beautiful.
going there.
I'm crying,
I
dude.
kind
I'm
of like
crying.
improv some of the shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I was crying. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that story.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I forgot like where I was going like halfway through that.
Were you
That was like
in
after
the Navy?
practicing. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Shit, that's
Well,
why.
you look like you're in the military with that mustache, man.
Yeah, I'm in the Marines.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
wow.
Marine mustache
Nice.
right there, dog.
The good shit. The good shit.
I like the amount of detail that you use in your speech. I really liked it.
Yeah, thank
Like,
you.
seemed
Yeah.
like a movie setting, like a movie setting, like I was watching a movie right now. I liked
Well,
it.
it's like a story. I think you're supposed to like kind of set the scene, because you're not arguing a point or anything.
Yeah.
For the public so you can imagine it.
Cool. Did I hit my time there? I didn't time that.
I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to.
So,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
All right, who's next?
I can be next.
Okay, let's go, Jose. Tear it up.
Have you ever, guys, on elementary more, gotten like an embarrassing moment on your life? Like, because that happened to me once when I was in third grade. I was like about, well, I think probably 9 years old when that happened to me. I was going to get an award for my, um, what's it called? Not education, but about my math because I was really good in math. I got 2 medals in that assembly. And a teacher got in the room just picking up names like, oh, you know, come with me because we're gonna do an assembly. We're gonna give you an awards and everything. I said, oh, okay, cool. A friend, went with me, which when the class stood up and also left. And it was that time when I got really nervous for the reason that I think we're gonna say something in the forms like as a speech to like be of how I earned my the diploma or my medal that I got. And I said, I don't have anything on my head right now. How can I say a speech so everyone can say like, oh wow, he tried really hard for that medal? So I was really nervous. I was stressing out as a third grader, stressing out for a speech. So you just see a little kid stressing out for a speech in the middle, like a whole assembly. Just in like this poor little guy. I felt I was like a tomato at the moment. I felt like really, really warm in my face. I said, like, dude, this is the most embarrassing time of my life right now. And they just give us the medals and everything. And I said to my friend, he was on my side. I said, like, hey, do we need to say a speech or something about like appreciation or something? And he said, nah, dude, why? And I said, it's because somebody told me about that we need to do it. And I said, nah, dude, you're tripping. We're good. You don't need to say anything. I said, you sure, dude? Because I don't want to be embarrassed in the whole, like, to the whole school, because it was an assembly for the whole school, mostly of my grade, third graders. But I said, like, I don't want to be embarrassed in that time. And he said, nah, dude, you're good, you're good. And the last thing I heard is just a round of applause for kids. And I said, like, okay, finally. I was still stressed because I said, like, I don't have anything to say to the public. And I think my mom was there. And I said, like, nah, dude, that's gonna be the worst speech ever. But thankfully I think it was all in my head. I don't know where I heard it. And yeah, that's my speech for my most embarrassing moment at the time.
As far as your speech goes, basically what I just said there, and likes, there was like a lot of those in the story.
Likes, no?
So just like if you cut back on those, it makes the story feel more like planned out and not just like off the dome. So
Okay.
just like cut back on like, and the only reason I mention it is because like during the graded speeches we submit, it always highlights when we use words like and
Yeah.
and
Okay.
because there's always like a pause there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree as well. I mean, me too. I struggle a lot with saying and like because I've always been so used to like saying
Yeah.
those words all the time when it comes to like speeches. But yeah, like from what Brandon was saying, I would try to cut down, even though it's so hard to, but like at least try to cut down a little bit with the ums and the likes. Yeah, do you see how I said?
No, we all do it.
Yeah.
Me being a
Talking and our brain
hypocrite.
wants to put something there, but we don't know what to put there, so we hit it with the like,
or like,
and then we so just take the pause where you catch up, but just don't say like or and or just
just get the pause. Just take it.
And I would try to do that for my
pause.
speech right now as well.
Take it like a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're growing over time. All right, who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go next just to get mine out the way. All right. Have you guys ever experienced a Karen? Well, I have. My first time ever in my working career. So backstory, I work at SeaWorld San Diego as an assistant supervisor. It's been 3 years now since I've been working there as a AS. And there was one night where I was closing with myself and I encountered a lady who was with her 3-year-old daughter and also 3-year-old daughter and her husband. They wanted to go inside the shark encounter, and mind you, it is already an hour and a half after closing. They wanted to go see inside the shark encounter right while the park was already closed. She expressed to me how they weren't able to look inside the exhibit the whole time that they were at the amusement park. I reassured her, told her that I'm sorry, ma'am, but SeaWorld is now closed. There's nothing I could really do, unfortunately. She did not like that answer, and she just very rudely in a very aggressive way, she was like, well, can you just tell me where it is? Yelled at me, and I kind of stepped back. And through all of this, I was still being very calm, keeping my composure with her. So I ended up telling her the direction of the exhibit. She saw the nearest supervisor that was out already, doing their closing round. And she told the supervisor how I was very rude towards her, how basically I was harassing her and she didn't like the answer I gave her. And when I saw that she did that, I went to the nearest gift shop and I told the supervisor that was there that I already knew and told her, hey, there's this lady that wants to go inside the shark encounter because they haven't been inside the whole day. I just want to let you know, just in case if she comes here, She eventually came to the gift shop where I was at. She saw me. She started recording me. She started telling me that she was going to post this on Facebook and eventually sue me and tell everybody how bad of a employee I was and yelling at me. And the supervisor was right there. We ended up calling security, and security eventually came and they walked her towards her car. And the reason why that she needed to go inside the exhibit was because she lost her keys. I went inside the exhibit twice to look for her keys. I saw nothing there. And right when security came in and took her to her car, she had her car keys. She had the keys that she was eventually looking for that she lost in the exhibit. And the only reason why she was making the excuse of her losing her key is just to see the exhibit, to find a way for herself to go inside the exhibit. So from this experience that I've learned, and as like an assistant supervisor that's been working at SeaWorld, the life lesson I've made from this is that you cannot satisfy everybody and their needs. You cannot be nice enough. It's always up to the guests to see how they treat you and how they take the whole situation. So that is my little story time of how I met Karen.
It's a good speech. I like that.
Those Karens, we gotta
I
love them.
already saw where I
Yeah.
messed up in the beginning. I realized that. I got very nervous. Is there any feedback that you guys have for me?
Just the ums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made pretty good eye contact.
I guess I'll go next.
Oh, he got it. He got it.
Believe it or not, there was a time where I could think I could fly. It was in preschool, and in preschool, everyone just is super excited to get to the playground. And my favorite was the slide. But there was a ladder to get to the slide. And so, me in preschool thinking I'm the biggest guy on campus, I climbed up the ladder all the way up, and this guy convinces me to jump off the ladder to see if I was Superman. So, I took his dare. I jumped off the ladder, all in Superman style, and I hit the ground with a big thud. And next thing you know, I have everybody rushing out to attend to me to this unknown wound that I have at that time. And then I'm at the hospital. And then of all casts, I get a Spider-Man cast. I did not want the Spider-Man cast. I wanted the Superman cast. But anyway, the lesson I learned from this is that humans cannot fly like Superman, and that you should always try, but you will always fail when it comes to flying. Thank you.
Oh my
Powerful
god, I
message,
love
man.
that.
Dude, I wasn't expecting that beginning. That hook.
You will note though that guy never said that you could fly. He just said you should check to see if you can, just in
Yeah.
case.
Just try.
I love
I'm not
this.
gonna lie.
It's very
Life story.
engaging.
Yeah.
You didn't like go sidetracked or anything. Like you just stayed on topic. You got this.
Yeah.
Of how I didn't
I
fly.
I think that might have been the best one so far, honestly, man. Like
Yeah.
that was very concise to the point. Yeah, I like that.
That was
You're
tough.
Definitely the shortest though.
A little bit of humor, strong message at the end. I think that's where
Strong
I kind of
message
like
at the end, most definitely.
Yeah, I think that's where I
fly,
fell.
only
Try your best.
Yeah. All right, Jayden, welcome to the
Sure.
group. Are you ready to present like 5 minutes after joining?
Yeah, let me find a place to put my camera. Hi, my name is Jayden, and I'll be telling a story about how I almost failed Comms 103. Do you understand immense pressure? Do you know what it feels like to be under a lot of stress? Well, let me tell you. Last semester around the fall time, I got a D in Comms 103, hence the reason I'm here again. I might be wondering what could cause this? What would the issue be? And why would you fail a beginner general education course? Well, I skipped a lot of class, let's be real. I would go hang out with friends. It was around October, November, December. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, stuff like that. As well as I'd go skateboard, I'd go to the gym, I'd go to the beach. I just wouldn't go hang out with the class. I would miss assignments. It was not a good combo. Furthermore, I skipped speeches. Well, you might be wondering in a speech class, how do you fail? Well, skipping a speech will definitely automatically make you fail, as I missed one speech and got a D in the class. All the other ones I did fine, so I thought I would make up for it, but I was wrong. Furthermore, I got speaking anxiety, which is one of the reasons why I didn't go up to speak. I don't like talking in front of people, and I felt nervous in front of the class, considering half of them were in the military. Another problem that I felt during that time was personal mental health issues, family ties, and friends and family like disconnect and stuff like other things that incorporated mental health. So it made it harder to want to speak in front of other people. But in conclusion, what I just want to say is that taking this class is like definitely going to help me in the future. And I'm excited to see where it goes. But one thing I learned is don't be scared to speak up in times of pressure or anxiety. That's it.
Yeah, that's good. That was good.
Hey,
That was good. Thank you for sharing that, man. That was very
thank you for
personal.
sharing. Welcome back to Comes 103 with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speeches
Just
only need
maybe like a
Frankie.
little bit more eye contact. Like I struggle with doing eye contact too.
Okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
You were pretty good though. I liked it.
And it's good that you had note cards too to make sure that you're on point as well and
Yeah.
have notes on the side, just not to lose track.